Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, and we're watching some more iRacing, and this, I guess, will be the official start of the series. I think I'm going to call it something to the effect of V8 Supercars Mastery or something like that. Kind of sort of related to Battlefield. That's just kind of where I come from. Well, I mean, iRacing for the last nearly 2 years now. It's kind of strange that I think it'll be 2 years come March. It feels, I don't know why, but it feels longer than that. I feel like the salty veteran. But I'm definitely, as you guys have known, or know now, I'm definitely not the salty veteran when it comes to driving the V8 Supercar. So if you've been watching the last couple of videos that I've put out concerning the V8 Supercars, you'll know that this is something that I want to get better at. So this is the week 1 track, Okayama, and I am making this video because what I'd like to do is, I think, to help track my progress, I want to do a video where I talk about the issues that I'm having in practice and then sort of compare that with how I fare in a race. So as I'm recording this, it's Tuesday night, it's 11 o'clock, probably the perfect time to get into a race here. The race is at 11:15, but I haven't practiced in a few hours, and I've only put I don't know, like an hour-ish, maybe 2 hours into this track. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, it's weird. Like I said in the first impressions video for the Holden, this car, like driving a V8 Supercar, you have to like unlearn everything that you know about driving these certain tracks. You know, these tracks this car doesn't drive on these tracks like other cars do. It's got its own beast. So what I want to do is, through some of these laps, I want to kind of point out the areas that I'm having a problem with, and maybe you guys can chime in and help me out. And it's too bad that I don't record these live, because I race in triple monitors and I can't record live because it just destroys my frame rate. You know, I'll get like 30 frames or something like that while recording, so I can't quite do that. So the best solution that I have is through replay. So when you're watching this, if you want to know anything specific, then what I can do is, you know, do my best to make that happen. So this one particular issue that I'm having has to do with braking. So let me start by saying that right now, with the limited amount of practice that I have, I've noticed that the really fast guys are running about a minute 30 or so, thereabouts. Probably a little bit faster if they're really, really good. Now, my times range between... My fastest time is actually during this practice session where I ran a 1:34.8. And I think I'll show that one at the end just by itself. And most of the time I'm ranging between like a 1:35.2 to like a 1:35.8. So I have this gigantic range. And I'm consistent, like, you know, in the 135s. You know, sometimes I hit 136. You know, sometimes I'll just totally fuck it up and run like a 138. But very rarely am I running any faster than like a 135.4. And so at this point, the issues, like I said, that I'm having, the big time issues that I'm having right now are braking. And in the back end of the track, I'm having a hard time, at least from what I feel like, you know, getting through the back end of the section quick. Now this corner actually drives me nuts a little bit because, oh, the other thing is, when I first, I guess it was last night, I was practicing last night as well, so I guess maybe have a little bit more than an hour, almost 2 hours of practice time in. When I was practicing last night, my buddy Tim gave me his setup, and it was better than the baseline setup, of course, but there were certain things about it, and what I was doing, the biggest thing that I had changed is that I changed the final drive. I think I changed the final drive to like 3.15 or something like that, because the two areas that I'm having problems with, which I've mentioned like 3 times already, is braking for one, and 2 is wheel spin. And I'm trying to do my best to minimize wheel spin, so I figured having the widest gears possible, the final drive gears that is, would help to not put all that torque to the ground right at the get-go. However, what I had noticed is that if I have such wide gears, then yes, I'm saving myself from wheel spin, but I'm also losing a lot of time because I'm not getting that power to the ground and I'm not getting going quickly. So starting here, back there, I just kind of figured out for my braking, because that's the issue I was having, was wheel spin and braking. So for braking the corners, that first corner I'm kind of having a problem with because I'm locking up, and I'm trying to find a decent braking distance. So like right here, I'm trying to brake a little bit right before the 100. Later on in the practice, I think I found like a good, like right coming around that corner right before you hit the shadows, you know, off the throttle on the brakes. But sometimes I still lock them up, and there was a couple things that I did. And then, like I said, for those of you guys who are experienced V8 supercars drivers, please let me know what you think, because so I was having a problem with the brakes locking up, and it's not really a simple matter of I'm pushing the pedal too hard. It's actually I'm barely touching the brake pedal, and the braking indicator is saying that I'm like 75 or almost 100% brake power when I'm just barely on the pedal itself. So what I did is I went into the menus and I took down I think it's like the brake amplifier or whatever. It was like at 0.9. I dropped it down to 0, and that helped out a little bit. The other thing I'm noticing as far as like braking is concerned is downshifting. So, you know, using the transmission to actually brake the car itself. And I've heard one person tell me, Tim told me that it is a factor in wheel lockup. So I don't know. I was having a hard time with that, just because of the fact that if it was a factor in wheel lockup, then I would compensate by using more brake, which would cause me to lock up. So I'm on the fence, and I'd like to know what you guys think about it. What I kind of discovered towards the end, and this is just my own personal driving style, if I downshift it kind of rapidly, like so, if I'm in fourth gear, I'll downshift to third, or actually I should say fifth, because the analogy, I guess, or the situation works better in my head this way. Where if I'm in fifth gear, I can downshift fourth, third, hold for a second, and then downshift, you know, third to second. That just seems to be the way that works best for me. Sort of this methodical way of downshifting, like, you know, boom, 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 boom. It feels like for me that it forces me to use more brake pedal, so more brake input, which is causing me to lock up. And so basically, I guess, you know, me explaining this whole thing is I'm wondering if using the like a brake from using transmission to slow the car down, is that what you guys do who are experienced drivers? Do you guys do that more so than applying brake? Because from what I discovered, like I said, if I put a steady amount of input into the brake, then if I'm rapidly downshifting, it seems to work better than if I'm braking more than downshifting. If you guys get that, I'm playing with my hands here, like doing these motions you can't see. But it's something I'm kind of curious about. So let me know in the comment section, please. I'm using a setup right now that was posted on the forums. It's this guy Ryan's baseline setup, and it actually is pretty damn solid compared to what I was used to. I mean, it was like Tim's setup was good. The baseline setup that I had was not good. Tim's setup was good. This is just better than Tim's. It's a little bit tighter, but you can see right there, I locked them up. And it's just, these are the issues that I'm having. So basically, it's basic throttle control issues, which I'm noticing that I find myself, at least the last half hour or so of my last practice, I was short shifting a lot more. I was not really getting on the throttle all the way until that car was like damn near pointed straight. If I got on the throttle a little too much and the car was kind of pointed in an angle, then I was in for a world of shit. So I mean, that's that. So what I would like to do right now is, as I'm watching this replay go, as soon as the car goes, we'll go. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just take a look at this last lap. This is my fastest lap. This is a 1:34.8. And what I want to do is just kind of want to leave you with this, and I'd love it for your comments and suggestions and anything else that you think you might want to see that might be able to help me out with I guess aiding me. The only other thing actually that I forgot to mention is that I did a little reading and I was watching some videos on YouTube, and it seems that with the pedals that I have, because the setup I have is the G27 setup, and so with the pedal setup that I have, the position is what dictates brake pressure, the angle of the actual pedal. And so with like the Fanatec, I think they're Club Sport pedals, it's a load, so it actually feels more like a real car brake pedal because it's got load to it. So I'm thinking about picking up a set of pedals from Fanatec here within the next couple of days. So that'll change things for me significantly, give me something new to try to get used to probably in the next week or so. But if you do have the G27 pedals, let me know if there's anything that you've done to sort of make your life a little easier. And if you have the, I think they're the Club Sport 2 or CSR or something like that. No. Whatever the newest one is out, that's the one I'm gonna pick up. It's like $250, something like that. But if you have any advice on that, setting up the load cells and the pressures and stuff, please let me know in the comment section, because I will definitely need that for setting that up and sort of dialing it in. I know it's going to be one of those things that's like a personal preference, but some help would be definitely necessary, necessary and greatly appreciated. And I guess last, before I cut off here, before I sign out and leave you guys to your comment writing, I hope, is that I plan on running, if not tomorrow night, Thursday night for sure. Oh shit, not Thursday night. Maybe Thursday night. I'm not sure. Either I'm gonna look at one of those days. Friday's Halloween, Saturday, maybe Saturday, Sunday too. I don't know. But my plan is either tomorrow or Thursday night, so I can get that video out and just kind of add to this conversation that I'm having as far as the progression of my experience now in the V8 supercar. So I appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate if you commented, thank you very much. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.